I was lucky enough to see Guy Ritchie's new film, Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, a week early and wanted to give my thoughts on the newest Nazi-killing film. This will be a spoiler-free review, but I may talk about some events that happened as it's all based on a true story, from the declassified files of Winston Churchill himself. The movie was also inspired by a book by Damian Lewis, of the same name. This movie is centered around Henry Cavill's Gus March Phillips, as he is recruited by the British to sabotage Nazi submarines who are ruling the Atlantic, crippling British and U.S. relations. Cavill recruits the most mad of mad lads to venture with him on an unauthorized, unsanctioned, and illegal mission. It's the beginning of Black Ops. The movie starts with Nazis boarding their boat and getting a taste of the mad lads' medicine. The action overall in this movie is hilarious, over the top, and at times brutal. Alan Ritchson's Anders Lassen has a bow and arrow as his preferred weapon, and he is pretty brutal with a knife as well. It's also hilarious watching Nazis try to go hand to hand with him because they are so helpless. Henry Cavill absolutely kills it in this movie. He's such a good actor and leading man, it's a damn shame he isn't in more movies than he is.
Really must get me one of those coats.
He's such a good actor and a leading man that it's a damn shame he isn't in more movies than he is. He should be James Bond, Superman, leading his own action series. I'd like to even see him in a romantic comedy. But, unfortunately, he hit his prime at a bad time in Hollywood's history. Overall, he's underrated and underappreciated, but he nails it in this movie, balancing humor, tenacity, and bravery. He also has the best handlebar mustache. The rest of the cast does a good job. A couple other standouts for me are the aforementioned Alan Ritchson and Till Schweiger as our baddie Heinrich Löhr.
Bravo.
Isa Gonzalez as Marjorie Stewart is good as well, going from actor-singer to spy. The characters don't get a whole lot of development in this movie, as it's mostly set up for the action and event of the plot. I found it all serviceable, and I found all the performances good overall. The movie has 3 intersecting plot points. One follows our crew on the boat, then 2 of our side characters in Africa prepping the mission, and lastly, we pop into British intelligence and Churchill as he has orchestrated this covert mission without authority. He puts his career on the line to slow down Hitler. The first act was a great mix of action/exposition. There was a raid on a Nazi base that was just fantastic. I found the second act to be just a little dry. It was set up of our villain as well as the Africa subplot. It was essential for the movie, but there wasn't really a lot of action. This was the time I felt a little bit of drag in an otherwise very well-paced 2-hour flick. It doesn't ruin the movie at all by any means. It just wasn't as good as the first or third act, in my opinion. Now, the third act made up for what the second lacked. These 3 subplots convene in the third act, bringing an explosive climax to the film. There is a change of plans in the mission that made our team feel less invincible and built some tension. And some things went wrong for our protagonists and they had to win the day in other ways. It has a great ending for our heroes and even tells you what happens to the real-life people after the mission. The score was fun and jazzy, it felt appropriate for the time period. The action set pieces were top-notch Guy Ritchie, and everything seemed real, or very good CGI. From the explosions to the set designs in general, they were all A+ and had some excellent cinematography as well. Overall, this film was an absolute blast, and one of the best theater-going experiences I've had this year so far. If you are a fan of gory, top-notch action comedy, then this movie is perfect for you.
It's very good.
Thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below what you thought of the movie. And also let me know what your favorite World War II Nazi-killing action movie is. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time here in the Junkyard.